Greetings, my friends. Thank you for watching this video, and if you would be so kind, please subscribe if you like what you see. Help our channel to keep growing and keep fighting the war to save pop culture. Together, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. Enjoy, and thanks. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I've been working on this video about the possible return of Gina Carano to the Star Wars universe for over a month now, hitting up sources, double-checking things, and at this point I'm ready to discuss the situation and share the contradictory information I've been told by people behind the scenes and in the know. The question, is Gina Carano returning to Star Wars, is an almost existential one for many fans at this point, for the anger over her dismissal from Star Wars still burns hot and bright within the fandom. Anger at the sabotage allegedly at the hands of Kathleen Kennedy and or her mob of loyalists at Lucasfilm. Anger at Disney for so stupidly playing into this salvo fired in the Lucasfilm Civil War. Rumors have been rampant for months now, from credible and not so credible sources, but I have kept my powder dry and my mouth shut until now, because as you will see, it's been a roller coaster for me. I think I've found out everything I can from a number of sources, and so I'm going to share it all with you guys now, and let you decide. You'll want to be sure to watch this video to the very end, as I have some alleged information about the direction the Star Wars franchise is heading, and it is very encouraging, if true. Please bear in mind that everything I'm about to share with you is information provided by third parties who claim some knowledge of the situation, but since I cannot independently confirm anything I'm about to share, I present this information as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt.
I, sir, am one of those who will not subscribe to Disney Plus, nor give them any money at all, until Gina Carano is made whole and healthy. This injustice must not stand!
I hear you, Harvey. Indeed, one of my conditions for paying money to Lucasfilm in the future is Gina Carano's return, or at the very least, Disney apologizing and making her an offer to return.
So what have you been told about Gina Carano, oh dread one?
Okay, Harvey. This gets a little complicated, so bear with me. My initial information came to me back on September 20th, when a source who claims to have information from deep inside Lucasfilm sent me this message, quote, "I wanted to share some exciting news with you. A meeting just took place with John, Dave, the Killer Bees, and Gina Carano. It is a done deal. Gina signed the contract to return for Season 4 of The Mandalorian and Rangers of the New Republic. The contract also allows her to appear in crossover episodes of other Lucasfilm Star Wars properties," unquote.
Holy shit on a lightsaber-like stick! A done deal, Doomcock? A done deal?
I know, right? So this was a bombshell of an announcement that floored me. Not only is this source claiming that Gina Carano is returning to The Mandalorian, but also that Jon Favreau is back in business with Rangers of the New Republic. Jon also suffered when Gina Carano was fired because it completely derailed his plans for the Favreau-verse, with Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Rangers of the New Republic, and Ahsoka all merging to tell one big story. A story that would set things right in the Star Wars universe and either utterly erase the Disney sequel trilogy or marginalize it and banish it to the Legends category of non-canon stories, just as Kennedy banished the EU to that ignominious fate. Payback's a bitch, and what goes around comes around. I was very excited to hear that Gina would return, and yet there was a wrinkle, people. I have heard from multiple sources that it is impossible for Gina to actually return to Star Wars for one very good reason. Gina Carano has given up her Screen Actors Guild card. I don't know why this happened, I don't know how it happened, or if it even happened. However, for those of you not in show business, The unions are very powerful in Hollywood, and there's no way a major studio production is going to prominently feature an actor if they're not in good with SAG. So this information gave me pause and made me start beating the bushes for more information. Is Gina Carano going to return to Star Wars or not? I hit up the source who told me about Gina Carano signing a deal with Disney to return, and asked this source about Gina's SAG card. This is the reply I got. Quote, "As far as I know, she did not give up her card, she just let it lapse, in which case she can renew it at any time. As far as her movie, Daily Wire can make any kind of movie they want, thriller, western horror, etc. They don't have to deal with any of the Hollywood rules because they don't distribute to theaters through any of the old channels. They are like an independent film company, distribution company, and digital service all in one." Unquote.
So the fog of war enters into the equation once again, Doomcock. Gina may be without a SAG card at the moment, but she could get it back at any time.
Well, that's what that source says.
So these various sources could all be correct here, but seeing things as through a glass darkly.
Yes, the fog of war obscures and delays. Stories get tangled up, mutilated in tellings and retellings. This is the difficulty of dealing with rumors, folks. But I kept digging, and I got some more information. On October 4th, my Hollywood spies contacted me with the following information, and mind you, this information came entirely separate from my previous source, whom I deal with directly. My spies told me, quote, "This is from a news source, and we ran it by, codename redacted, and he didn't know about this. He plans to look into this. We've been told Gina will be back as Cara Dune. She will get her own show, and it will be on her terms, and she could possibly be the highest paid female in Star Wars, second only to the Board, aka Brie Larson. That is what we call her." Supposedly, this deal was struck just last week. The ink is not dry yet. Unquote.
So this is yet another source claiming Gina is in. Could Gina really be back in? 50,000 Frenchmen can't be wrong.
Oh, punchlines to dirty jokes aside, the minute 50,000 Frenchmen tell me Gina is back, I'll believe it. But at this point, my sources are not nearly that many, and I remain undecided. But even so, this was confirmation from another source that Gina Carano is indeed poised to return as Cara Dune. As for getting her own show, that would be consistent with Rangers of the New Republic being back in production, since it was always intended to be a star vehicle for Gina Carano. This is news that Star Wars fans have been waiting for a long, long time. But Doomcock is not one to blindly accept good news or wishful thinking. I kept digging. I asked my good friend WDW Pro, who is now posting articles over at thatparkplace.com. I asked him what he knew about Gina Carano. I outlined to him what I had been told and asked what his people had told him. This was his reply. Quote, "Never say never, but as of now there is no plan for Carano to return. Zero plan. Mandalorian also likely to end with season 3.
What the fuck, Doomcock? Which is it, man?
Harvey, welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Wild, Wild West, motherfucker. Oh, God. Only time will tell, Harvey. But you can see what I deal with in trying to sort through these rumors on a daily basis. Good thing I wear this helmet to keep my head from exploding, not only with rage, but also confusion. Speaking of which, in conclusion, I promised you guys some information provided by a source indicating the direction the Favreauverse is heading, provided that Gina Carano is returning. Please bear in mind, I cannot confirm this, but if it happens to be true, and that's a big if, folks, prepare to have your minds blown. A source claims that Samuel Jackson himself was spotted in the offices at Disney, and this is the reason why, quote, John wants to bring Mace Windu and Mara Jade into the Ahsoka series. John and George are planning to have Ahsoka lead into the Thrawn series, where we find out Mace did not die and is still on Coruscant. Mara Jade will be the Hand of Thrawn, and there will be 3 factions, including Thrawn, Moff Gideon, and another admiral who will be the main antagonist for Rangers, all fighting to rebuild the Empire. Unquote.
No way, man. Mace is dead for sure. We saw it.
Way, Harvey. I have no idea if this rumor is true. It sounds crazy as a rat in a coffee can, but yet let's look at it. Yes, Mace Windu got run through with a lightsaber and chucked out the 5 billion story window on Coruscant, presumably going splat on the sidewalk below. But on the other hand, Darth Maul got chopped clean in half and got chucked down a 5 billion story shaft, right? And yet he was back for Solo, a Star Wars glory hole. Solo lost money, but it did have Darth Maul, and if he can survive a fall in 2 pieces, Mace could survive a fall with a hole in him.
A cauterized hole to boot. But yeah, the reason I think this might be true, silly as it sounds, is that Mace Windu is popular. And Disney Star Wars needs wampum, cred, and fans back. So I guess, in their desperation, all things are possible.
Indeed, Harvey. I have a lot more Star Wars news, but I think that's enough for today. On the question of Gina Carano, you now know everything that I know. I suppose only time will tell. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.